Picture a guy standing near his house on a Sunday. The truck he bought for $52,000 on a 6-year loan has been with him for 2 years, and the dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. And it just sits there, not even close to his garage, with no warning and no sound at all. One check engine light, one transmission warning, and a truck that won't shift past second gear. This is just an ordinary Sunday for a lot of truck owners in 2026. Let me tell you what you actually need to hear. Most of these people did everything right. They read reviews, they compared trim levels, they ended up liking the vehicle their neighbors kept praising. And their truck still let them down anyway, because in some product meeting, someone decided a smaller, more complicated, more profitable to service part was worth the risk. Today we're covering the 10 worst trucks you can buy or already own in 2026, ranked worst to worst. Don't make your decision before watching this because your neighbors are going to keep reading what they already know. I'm going to tell you exactly what the recalls, the current records, and the Consumer Reports data say about these vehicles. And I'll give you the real numbers, not dealer sales talk, just what it is. Before we start the list, I have to say there's a single thread connecting everything. Trucks have been around for years and there's one idea behind them. Big engine, simple systems, parts available everywhere, a reasonable price. That's how it's supposed to be. Over the last 10 to 15 years, that idea quietly disappeared. Manufacturers switched to smaller engines, bolted on turbos, buried everything in software, and sold you that complexity as innovation. A smaller, more complicated engine became more valuable over its lifetime in dealer service revenue than a big, simple one. Notice that a few of the trucks on this list gave their owners headaches for exactly that reason. Let's get into it. Number 10. Toyota Tundra. Toyota recently recalled 44,000 model year 2024 Tundras. In the 2024 recall, they'd already committed to engine replacement. This time, the recall is more targeted. After inspection, if the engine is found to be at risk, it goes in for repair, and it ultimately ends in an engine replacement. Before Toyota redesigned the Tundra, it had a naturally aspirated V8 that ran 300,000 kilometers. Then they scrapped it and replaced it with a twin-turbo V6, more horsepower on paper, better towing, and underneath it, a completely different kind of risk. During manufacturing, metal machining debris was left inside the engine. That debris migrates to the main bearings and slowly wears them away from the inside. The result for owners: engine knocking, sudden power loss, and in the worst documented cases, total engine failure. Toyota recalled around 270,000 of these engines, and for the first wave, the fix was a full engine replacement, over 100,000 brand new engines swapped under warranty. The people pulling these apart report finding exactly what you'd fear: visible metal shavings in the oil pan, and scored heat-discolored bearings in trucks with under 30,000 kilometers. What should worry anyone thinking about buying one of these today is that the twin-turbo V6 may look powerful on paper, but it's newer and hasn't proven its long-term reliability yet. Number 9. Honda Ridgeline. Okay, before anyone gets mad, I want to be honest. The Ridgeline is genuinely fun to drive. Just know what you're getting into so you don't make the wrong choice. Strong V6, a smart underbed storage compartment you won't find anywhere else. Around $39,000 up to $48,000 in the Black Edition. It's known as an average reliable vehicle, but there are issues dragging its score down, mainly electronics and minor build quality problems. But Ridgeline's problem isn't mechanical, it's about what it's trying to be. It's not built on a body-on-frame truck platform, it's built on a unibody car platform, and you'll notice that the moment you try to use it like a truck, it consistently falls behind rivals for hauling and towing. It has a maximum towing capacity of around 2,268 kilograms, 5,000 pounds, and a payload capacity of around 700 kilograms. That's fine for hauling a small boat or personal needs, but owners expecting F-150 or Tacoma-level capability will be disappointed the first time they hitch up a trailer or load something heavy into the bed. And now there's a hidden issue too. Because it shares so much with Honda's SUV lineup, the suspension geometry wasn't designed for sustained heavy load use, and owners report premature bushing and suspension wear when the truck is actually used for work. If you want a comfortable crossover with a bed, it's a great choice. If you bought it thinking it was a real truck, you bought the wrong vehicle for the job. Number 8. Ram 1500. In 2025, for those who don't know, Ram made one of the boldest engineering decisions in the truck industry. They dropped the Hemi 5.8 and replaced it across the entire lineup with a twin-turbo inline-six they called the Hurricane. Plenty of owners criticize this, of course, but listen closely because something strange happened. For those unfamiliar, it's a great engine, more power, better efficiency, but it's far too early to expect durability and longevity from a brand new engine. In its early production years, owners report hurricane-equipped trucks coming in with a string of check engine lights, misfire codes, and cooling system complaints. Exactly the kind of first-generation turbo engine growing pains you'd expect from tossing out a decade of proven V8 experience overnight. And here's where it gets strange. For 2026, the V8 was brought back as an option on certain trims because some loyal owners simply preferred it. What's the secret behind that decision? If everything's fine with the replacement engine, isn't it odd to bring back an engine you discontinued? And if you're looking at a used Hemi to avoid the Hurricane's early issues, remember that engine had its own long-known problems too. A collapsed lifter that hammers the camshaft, exhaust manifold bolts famous for snapping. The simple thing used to work. Ram spent 1 year proving the opposite by going complex, then quietly went back the following year. Number 7. Ford Super Duty. Here's where the list gets serious because now we're talking about a popular truck people buy specifically for towing and heavy-duty work, and it can let them down in an instant. In the 6.7-liter Power Stroke, biodiesel sitting inside the CP4 high-pressure fuel pump causes buildup over time, which eventually leads to pump failure and a drop in engine performance. The recall affected a full 295,000 vehicles. The fix was an engine control module software update aimed at reducing the safety risk that could arise if the pump failed. When it fails, it often doesn't give much warning, which is why the new software is designed to catch the degradation early. When it fails mechanically, it sends metal debris through the fuel system, contaminating the injectors, the lines, and the fuel tank itself. Owners are hit with repair bills in the $10,000 to $15,000 range for a full fuel system replacement. Because you can't just replace the pump, you have to flush and usually replace everything downstream of it. This is ultimately a software patch addressing a hardware design weakness, and mechanics who work on these engines will tell you plainly the patch reduces the odds, it doesn't eliminate them. A diesel Super Duty starts around $68,000 and passes $100,000 in top trims. If you're buying a diesel Super Duty purely for towing work, it's best to build this failure into your budget up front instead of hoping, maybe it won't happen to me. Number 6. Nissan Frontier. The current Frontier is a solid improvement over the previous generation, and that's exactly the problem. It's still trying to catch up to a competition that's moving faster, priced between $32,000 and $45,000. The engine, a naturally aspirated V6, is actually one of the most honest, least drama-prone powertrains on this list, but that comes at a cost. High fuel consumption. The most commonly reported complaints involve transmission behavior and software-related issues, harsh downshifts under load, hesitation, and a four-wheel drive system that doesn't always engage properly under certain conditions. There's a recall over a faulty door lock linkage part along with complaints about the backup camera cutting out. A solid engine wrapped inside a truck that's still trying to finish its homework. Number 5. Ford F-150. America's best-selling vehicle has naturally been hit by a large number of recalls in recent years. But here's the key detail. Most of the issues are software and electronic module related. There's no major recall touching the engine's internal mechanicals. But two legacy issues drive most of the serious complaints. First, the 10-speed automatic transmission, co-developed with GM, used in vehicles built in 2022 and earlier, causes harsh shifting and dropped gears in a notable number of trucks. In worst cases, it eats the internal drum, meaning a transmission replacement bill of $4,000 to $6,000. Second, the well-known cam phaser issue on the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 causes a diesel-like tick on cold starts. If ignored, it can wear down the timing chain. Repairs run $3,000 to $7,000. These aren't the issues owners bring up most often, but they haven't fully gone away either. Ford also broke its all-time recall record across the entire lineup in recent years, and the F-150 carries more than its fair share of that volume. Pricing starts around $40,000 and climbs to $80,000 in the Platinum trim. This is a great truck when you get a good one. If you own one, let me know in the comments. What's the thing that connects you to this vehicle? I'm curious. Number 4. Chevy Silverado EV GMC Sierra EV. One's built for work and daily driving, the other for a luxury adventure. Both are capable machines, strong torque, genuine off-road hardware, and they technically share the same platform. Let's do the math to see where the problem is. These new trucks lose nearly half their value in the very first year. First-year retained value comes in around 53.1% 12 months after driving off the lot. CarEdge estimates a 47% first-year depreciation. On top of that depreciation cliff, there's an active 2025 recall involving the electronic stability control system. It affects 1,191 vehicles and stems from a software bug related to the malfunction indicator light not illuminating, requiring a free software update, either over the air or through a dealer. In a nearly 4-ton vehicle, that's exactly the kind of thing you don't want going wrong. Another recall covers a rear seatbelt anchor bolt that wasn't properly secured during assembly, plus a separate recall requiring a software update for the pedestrian warning sound, affecting certain work trucks. These trucks haven't proven their reliability yet and are still in their maturing phase. And the biggest downside is the depreciation itself, a worse financial event than most of the mechanical failures on this list. Number 3. Tesla Cybertruck. Since launch, the Cybertruck has racked up roughly 10 recalls in about 2 years, more than some trucks accumulate in an entire decade. The Cybertruck starts around $70,000 in the US, climbing up to $100,000 for the Cyberbeast. The recalls span a wide range of widely reported issues. They include a stainless steel trim panel attached with adhesive that becomes brittle and can detach at highway speed, an accelerator pedal on some units that can get trapped and stick to the floor, and wiper and lighting software issues. Owners in cold, salty climates report rust spots forming on a vehicle they assumed was stainless and nearly indestructible. This truck is a mixed bag on reliability. On depreciation, it's serious, losing roughly a third or more of its value in the first year, and sales volume appears to have dropped significantly since launch. There's another expensive practical problem hiding under that futuristic design. Stainless steel body panels are genuinely hard and expensive to repair. So a small parking lot dent that would be a cheap fix on a steel truck turns into a much bigger bill here. And insurers already know this. It's one reason premiums run high for this vehicle. Number 2. Silverado Sierra 1500. Now we're getting into the 2 most serious entries on this list. It starts with a 2025 engine recall affecting 597,000 vehicles. Due to a manufacturing defect in the connecting rod and crankshaft bearings, GM recalled roughly 260,000 Silverados and Sierras equipped with the 6.2-liter L87 V8. This defect can cause the engine to seize without warning. If inspection showed the engine failed testing, a full engine replacement was required. This happened to owners of trucks priced in the $70,000 to $85,000 range across both low and high mileage vehicles. And understand exactly what an engine seizing at speed actually means. You're not just losing power, you're simultaneously losing power steering assist and a significant portion of your brake assist, meaning it becomes harder to pull over. This is a real safety event. And the concern was that not every affected engine was being replaced. Some engines at risk of failing down the road were simply being sent out with just an oil change. L87 engines from 2025 and 2026 are not covered under this recall. Mechanics don't call this fix a repair. They call it buying time. But if it's truly a chronic failure or a serious manufacturing defect, there's no way an oil change alone can hold up against that. That includes newer engines built after this fix was implemented. If a full engine replacement happened, that's the one to look for. Number 1. Ford Ranger. The Ranger is a strange case because a year ago this truck ranked near the top for reliability, but right now, with no single dramatic cause, it has fallen below the segment average. Despite being practical and generally well regarded, it loses points due to electronic issues. Price range is around $34,000, passing $45,000 in Lariat trim. A year in, owners start living with cabin rattles, assembly defects like improperly seated windows, an infotainment system that randomly freezes while driving, and a string of recalls ranging from backup camera failures to seatbelt pretensioner issues and electronic brake assist control software glitches. A recall that stood out in early 2026 involved the 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine, thankfully limited to a specific production batch, where free engine replacements are being issued due to a risk of engine failure. The issue could cause power loss and complete engine shutdown. The Ranger generally isn't a truck prone to major engine or transmission failures, but within a short time it turns into a truck that promises electronics and software problems it doesn't deliver on. Look at what actually connects these 10 trucks, because this isn't random bad luck scattered across the industry. Tundra and Ram both replaced honest, low-stress V8s with smaller turbocharged engines that run hotter and have almost no margin for manufacturing error under tighter tolerances. The Ford Twins F-150 and Super Duty are both getting hit by components that were cheaper to manufacture than to properly engineer and service. Electric trucks lose half their value practically the moment they roll off the lot, because the technology changes faster than the vehicles reasonably age. And the worst mechanical entry on this list, hands down the GM bearing failure, traces back to parts that fell outside technical tolerance somewhere along a supplier's line. The first thing you need to take from all this: complaining about the industry is easy, but making a smart choice is what actually protects you. First, whatever engine you're looking at, get the exact engine code and research the VIN yourself in the NHTSA recall database before taking anyone's advice. Don't trust a salesperson telling you it's all been fixed. Second, especially with electric trucks, let someone else absorb the first 2 to 3 years of depreciation. The steepest part of the value cliff happens early. A lightly used electric truck still under warranty can be a smart buy, while buying the same truck brand new is a straight-up financial mistake. Finally, the rule that ties everything on this list together. Choose the proven, simpler powertrain over the newest, smartest one. A naturally aspirated engine backed by 10 years of real-world mileage and parts available everywhere will get you further than any dual-turbo setup on the one day that actually matters, the day it needs to start in your driveway and get you to work. That's the list. 10 trucks, 10 different roads leading to the same basic story repeating itself. Now here's what I want to hear from you. Which one of these wore you down, and which truck on this list has already crossed 100,000 kilometers running problem-free, proving me wrong? Write it in the comments. Tell me where you're located and what you drive, because a truck that's flawless in one climate can be a completely different story somewhere else. If you want the other side of this list, subscribe. We'll be covering the trucks that quietly outlast everything we just talked about. I'll tell you exactly which model years to look for and the one specific year to avoid. Until then, before you fall for something shiny and new, pop the hood and ask yourself an honest question. If this thing breaks down, can you actually get to it? If the answer's no, your truck may have just turned into a subscription on wheels.